Shalom Aleichem. Once again, we have the Sefer Hatmitzvos, and learning from the Sefer Hatmitzvos of the Rambam. Sefer Hatmitzvos L'haRambam. That's Shir Rambam Yomi. So anyway, these are more aspects of the dinim of Talmud Torah. Let's take a look at it. So, Mitzvah hareish tes, the Hilchos Talmud Torah. Mitzvah hareish tes, hatzivu shenitzavinu lechabed es hachachamim. This is the mitzvah that we are commanded lechabed es hachachamim, to honor the chachamim, the Torah scholars, the chachamim. They are very wise. V'la'amod mipneihem, to stand up in front of them, kedei lahadram, to stand up in front of them in order to honor them. V'hu amru yisala, it says in the Torah, mipnei seva tokum, v'yodarto pnei zokein. You should, mipnei seva tokum, you should get up in front of the person, of an aged person, somebody that has some age, a certain amount of age. V'hodarta pnei zokein, and you should also honor the face of somebody, the zokein, of an aged person, of an aged person, of a zokein. Vayikra yutes. So it's a mitzvah to give a certain amount of. You should get up in front of somebody that has some age, a certain amount. It can be learned exactly how much. V'hodarta, you should also honor pnei zokein, the face of zokein, a scholar. So it says Vayikra yutes. It says in Vayikra. That's Vayikra. That's Leviticus. I'm pretty sure. Yutes. That's 19, chapter 19, Lamed Beis. That's the 32nd pasuk. V'zokein hu zeh shekona harbe chachma. A zokein is somebody that has acquired a lot of chachma, a lot of wisdom, because zokein is zeh shekona chachma. It's like a hint. Zokein is zeh shekona and then chachma. He that has acquired chachma. L'shon Sefer, it says in the Sefer, takum v'hodarta. It says takum, you should get up. Takum, you should get up. V'hodarta, and you should honor the person. Kima sheyesh bo hidur. That's honoring the standing up that has honor. When stands up, it should be an honor to the person. Kima sheyesh bo hidur. The standing up where there is honor to it. Avol b'makom she'ein bo hidur. In a place where there is not honoring of a person by getting up, it's like in the bathhouse. It's one stands up, it is not such an honor to the person. So that's a kima, standing up where she'ein bahidar, which does not have an honor to the person. So that is not a mitzvah. It's a mitzvah. V'hodarta mipnei seva tokum. You should get up in front of mipnei seva tokum. You should get up in front of an aged person or a chacham. Also, v'hodarta pnei zokein. In other words, you're talking about a person with age, yes, and also another aspect is that he's a chacham in the Torah. So in other words, in a beis hamerchot, in a bathhouse, it's not a hider. So we need kima sheyesh bo hider. It says takum v'hodarta. It says right away. It says takum v'hodarta, right next to each other. You should get up and honor. So that means it's a hekesh. Kima sheyesh bo hider. It's a getting up that has honor. In a place where there's no honor, then in a bathhouse, one does not get up in front of a chacham because there's no honor implied there. it was elaborate. It was illuminated. This in Perek Aleph. This is the first Perek in Kedushin. Lamed Beis. That's the 32nd daf. That's the page. The 32nd Beis. And the two dots mean the second. Look at the second part of the page. B'da and no. Shaf al pi mitzvah zu chova al kol adam. And even though this mitzvah of honoring is on every person, getting up in front of a person, an aged person, is on every person, be open clearly in a general way, and also, since we're talking about also a Talmud Chacham, Kalomar lakabe de'es hachachamim, v'afilu lechacham hashovelo, to honor the Chachamim, the people that are wise in Torah, and even a person that is wise in Torah that's equal to him. In other words, he's not greater than him in the Torah learning, but still, if he has the Torah learning, one has a mitzvah to get up in front of him and to honor him. Like we said, and said, Bava Metzia, Lamed Gimel. It says in Bava Metzia, that's the 33rd daf, Gimel, and that's the I think that's the first page. Talmidei Chachamim shebebabel omdim zeh mipnei zeh. Talmidei Chachamim shebebabel omdim zeh mipnei zeh. The Talmidei Chachamim, the scholars, the Torah scholars that are in Babylonia, omdim zeh mipnei zeh. They get up in front of each other. They're all great Talmidei Chachamim, they're all great Torah scholars, but they get up one in front of the other. Yesh ba'od yichud v'tosefes al ha-Talmud. But also there's even another aspect, specifically for a Talmud. A Talmud is a student of this certain Torah scholar, so he even has more of an aspect to get up in front of his Rebbe, which is shekavod ha-Talmud l'rabo yesh bo tosefes gedola al ha-kavod shehu chova l'chol adam. That the kavod, the honor that a Talmud Chacham, that a student has to give to his Rebbe, has an even greater aspect than the kavod that one gives to every Talmud Chacham, because this is the Rebbe that he learns the Torah from. So he has an extra aspect of kavod that he has to give to his Rebbe, beyond the kavod that is due to a Torah scholar, because he is learning the Torah of Hashem, and he is imparting the Torah of Hashem to the students, to the people. He's letting it be known to the people. V'yim hakavod chayev b'mora. V'yim hakavod chayev b'mora. And along with the kavod, one also has to have fear. Lefi shekvar beiro shechavaso klape rabo gedola michavaso klape aviv. Because it was already illuminated that the obligation towards one's Rebbe that one learns Torah from Gedola Mechavaso Klapi Aviv is even greater than the obligation one has towards one's own father. The obligation that one has of honoring and doing things for one's Rebbe that one learns Torah from is even greater than the chiyuv that one has for one's own father. Asher chivo hakosav b'kavodo uv'maro, where the Torah already has given us the obligation to honor our fathers and the mothers. We're talking about the father right now. Asher chivo hakosav b'kavodo uv'maro. The Torah has already given one the obligation to honor and have fear for the father, but the fear for one's Rebbe has to be even more than that, than one giving honor to the Rebbe that one learns Torah from is even more than that. But it says specifically, Bava Metzia, Shem and Bava Metzia, Aviv v'Rabo, Rabo Kodim. Let's say one has to honor he has a choice. His father, Aviv ve'Rabbo, and his Rebbe. Rabbo Kodim. The Rebbe is first. Kigon Aviv ve'Rabbo Shavuyim v'Shaviyah. Podem es Rabbo v'Yachar Kach Podem es Aviv. For instance, if, God forbid, the Rebbe, the father and the Rebbe are captive, are taken captive, so one has to redeem the Rebbe before one redeems the father. So that's how one would be fearing the Rebbe first and honoring the Rebbe before the father. Ukvar Beiro, and we have already explained Sanhedrin Hey. In Sanhedrin Hey, that's the 5th page, and that's the 2 dots mean the second. You look at the second daf. She'asur letalmid lachalok al rabbo. It's asur, it's prohibited for a student to have a machlokas on his Rebbe, to have a different opinion and say what you say is not right, God forbid. And it's asur for lachalok. That means to get away from the Rebbe. Kavanaso b'machlokas. Sheyetze neged psak dino v'yipored b'svaraso v'yalamed o yore beli shiyarshehu. That he should, sheyetze neged psak dino, that he goes against what the Rebbe said is the psak, is the halacha. V'yipored b'svaraso. And he will separate in his svara, in his reasoning. And he will learn it, or he will say the halacha is in a certain way without the consent of the Rebbe. In other words, the Rebbe is the one he's learning from, the Torah. So he cannot, it's a mitzvah that he cannot go against the Rebbe, what he says. And it has to be with the permission, under the auspices of the Rebbe, if he's right with the Rebbe. And it's prohibited for him to have an argument with him, to start fighting with the Rebbe. And also to start a feud. I'm not sure what L'Hisraim, but to start a feud, to start differences of opinion, God forbid. V'lo ladun oso lakav chova. One cannot think about the Rebbe. He can't say he did this lakav chova, to cast aspersions on the Rebbe. In other words, one has to think that the Rebbe did the right thing. That's like don lekavschus. One has to feel that the Rebbe did it in the right way. And don lekavchova would be one saying, "Oh no, he did this with the wrong thing in the mind." One has to judge favorably. Don lekavschus means one has to judge favorably. And v'lo ladun also lekavchova. You cannot judge the Rebbe lekavchova in a non-favorable way. One moment. V'yasser lo, and it is prohibited for him l'rivimo, to have an argument with him, l'Israim olav, and to have bad l'Israim, to perhaps have a feud, God forbid, or have differences of opinion. Velo ladun oso l'kavchova, and one cannot judge the Rebbe in an unfavorable manner. Kalamar sheyasper ezo peula mipulosav, that eza dibor misugei hasparos, that he should sheyasper, that he should that he holds well, that's something that the Rebbe might have done, or something for one of the Rebbe, what he said, the different things, shemifarish devarav shalo kipeshutam, that he's saying things not the right way, God forbid. One can say that. Lefisha efshar shalom is covering the kach. Lefisha efshar shalom is covering the kach. In other words, one has to know that one doesn't know better than the Rebbe, and one can't be thinking one knows better than him, and we can't be arguing with. One cannot argue with the Rebbe. Shemefarish devarav shalom kibshutim. Lefisha efshar, like shalom is covering the kach. Over Perik Chelek and it says in the Perik of Chelek Sanhedrin Kuf Yud, Sanhedrin, that's the 110 page 110. That's the first page. Amro, it says, Kol hacholek al rabo kicholek al ashchina. Kol hacholek al rabo kicholek al ashchina. Whoever is arguing, has a difference of opinion with his Rebbe, on the Rebbe that he learned Torah with, kicholek al ashchina, is as if he is having an argument with the Shechina, with Hashem. God forbid. Shana Amar, because it said, Behatzosam al Hashem, when they went out, when they had an argument with Hashem. Behatzosam al Hashem, when they had an argument with Hashem. Rei behemshech, see in the further on. Bamidbar Chavav Tes. Kol ha'osa meriva im rabo ki osa im ashchina. Whoever makes an argument, whoever has an argument with his Rebbe, it's as if he's having an argument with the Shechina, with the Hashem. Shana Amar, because it says, Heimo mei meriva asher ravu v'nei Yisrael es Hashem. These are the waters of contention that the Bnei Yisrael had an argument against Hashem. Heima mei meriva asher ravu Bnei Yisrael es Hashem. That the Bnei Yisrael had an argument with Hashem. V'gomer af al pi sheravu shom al Moshe v'Aaron. Even though they had an argument against Moshe and Aharon, Ne'emar es Hashem. Even though they had an argument with Moshe and Aharon about water, it says this is the water of contention. Heima mei meriva asher rabu b'nei Yisrael es Hashem, where the b'nei Yisrael had an argument with Hashem, but they were arguing against Moshe and Aaron. But it still says, since they were the Rebbeim, these were they are the Rabbanon of Al Kol Yisrael. So it says Al Es Hashem. They were arguing against Hashem. V'chala Misraim Al Rabo Ki Misraim Al Ashchina. Whoever has an argument with his Rebbe, it's as if he has an argument with the Shechina. Shenamar, because it says, Lo Aleinu Seluno Seichem. Telunos Am Yisrael Al Moshe v'Aaron. Ki Al Hashem. Lo Aleinu Teluno Seichem. Ki Al Hashem. So, let's see. Lo Aleinu Teluno Seichem. They said, Moshe and Aharon said, it's not upon us that you have your arguments. Telunos Am Yisrael Al Moshe v'Aaron. The complaints that the Bnei Yisrael had on Moshe and Aharon, they had complaints. It's not upon Moshe and Aharon, Ki Al Hashem, but it's on Hashem. In other words, when they're going against Moshe and Aharon, Chas v'Shalom, it's as if one is going against. They are the Rabbanon Shel Kol Yisrael. They're the Rebbe's of the whole Yisrael. So they're teaching the Torah. They know. So this is not. It's going against Hashem. Shemos Tes Zayin Ches. Shemos, that's Tes Zayin. That's 16, and Ches, the pasuk Ches. V'chol hamaharher achar Rabbo. Whoever has thoughts about the Rebbe that he's not saying the right thing, God forbid. It's as if he's having thoughts that are against the Shechina, against Hashem, Chas v'Shalom, because it says, Vayedaber ha'om ba'Elohim v'Moshe, and the people said, ba'Elohim, about Hashem, over Moshe and Moshe, Bamidbar Chav Aleph Hey, that's Bamidbar, that's 21, that's the parak 21, Hey, that's the fifth pasuk. The Chol Zeh Borer, all this is clear. Lefisha Machalokes Korach V'Riv Yisrael V'Sara Mosam Umachashavtom Horo'o Lo Hayiso Elo Im Moshe, because when they had Korach and all of his people having the machlokes against Moshe and Aharon, all of their what they had in mind, all of the things that they had in mind, the complaints and everything, Lo Hayisa Elo Im Moshe, this was only against Moshe and Aharon. Why should they be the leaders? They felt they were as good as they were. So they didn't have anything against Hashem at all. They were just going against Moshe and Aharon. The Shemachlokas, Korach V'Riv Yisrael, the Machlokas of Korach V'Riv Yisrael, and the argument of Yisrael, V'Tara Masam, and their complaints, Umachashavtam Hara, and their evil thoughts, Lo Haisa Elo Im Moshe, it was only against Moshe. V'Olav Shehu Rabbon Shel Kol Yisrael, that he is the Rabbon, he is the Rebbe of the whole Yisrael. V'Yasa Kosav Kol Dover Mehem Klapei Hashem, and the Torah says, Kol Dover Mehem was against Hashem. Ba'atzosam al Hashem. This is the word. This is the quote. Ba'atzosam al Hashem. Going against Hashem. In other words, the argument of Korach and his B'chaladaso and his whole evil companionship. Excuse me, not the people that were with him were against Moshe, but the Torah says, Ba'atzosam al Hashem, going against Hashem. The Beferish Amran says Beferish explicitly, Avos Perik Dalet, Mishnah Yud Beis, Mora Rabba Kimora Shemayim. The fear of your Rebbe should be like the fear of Shemayim, the fear of heaven. B'chol zeh, and all of this, Gam Kavod Chachamim, V'gam Mora Chachamim, the honor that's due Chachamim, those that are wise in the Torah, and the fear of those that are wise in the Torah. Nilmad Mima Shematzanu, we are learning from what we see. She'akosav Tziva L'Kabei Des Chachamim. The Torah commands us to honor the Chachamim, V'hahorim, and also the parents, V'hahorim, and our parents. K'moshenis boyer b'lashonos ha-Talmud, like it says in the lashon of the Talmud. Lo shehi mora Chachamim. And Hahorim might be also those that teach the Torah, could be also. But Horim is usually parents. Commotion is more, like we say, B'lashonos ha-Talmud, Lo shehi mora Chachamim mitzvah b'fnei atzmo. It's not a mitzvah by itself. Mora Chachamim. In other words, it's part of the mitzvah of one has to have awe of the Torah of Hashem, and those that are very steeped in its knowledge. They know it, and they also are teachers. They take it upon themselves to be teachers of the Torah to the Bnei Yisrael. So we have to have awe from them and to give them respect and honor, which is really giving respect and honor to Hashem and His Torah. So this is part of the learning of Talmud, the Hilchos Talmud Torah, and this is the first aspect. This is the Sefer Mitzvos L'haRambam, the Sefer Mitzvos of the Rambam. The Lamdei Hashir Hayomi, to those that learn the Shir Hayomi, the daily Shir, So thank you very much. Kol Tuv, Hatzlacha.